Mr. Phil. Dan's going to read our opening prayer for us this morning. Can I hand you your coffee, sir?
Yeah.
Ooh. Let me put this on mute.
Perhaps as I read this today, we can believe that those around us are of noble intent, and that we are of noble intent. Help me get through today. Help me to do the next right thing. Help me to step up in my own life so that I may be a blessing to myself and others. Help me to be kind to myself and others. Help me to be present in the here and now. Help me to know the lessons from past experiences without living in the past. Help me to have hope for the future without projecting myself out of this moment. Shift me out of autopilot and bring me fully back into my life. Awaken me to joy and peace in this moment, as this moment gently flows into the next moment without my effort or striving. Help me to be. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. If you we need help doing communion. It really helps to have help. So if you're willing to come a little early on a Sunday, and we have a couple of spots in June available, and I think July is right after that. So if you would be willing to sign up for that help, we would much appreciate that. So I'm going to start this around. When it gets to the back, if someone would bring it up to the front, that'd be great. Because we don't know how to pass forward. I don't know why that doesn't work. Never works with that. Perfect prayer for what I want to chat with you today about. It's Memorial Day, so we're remembering those that have gone before us. But you know, our memory can be such a pain. Have you ever awakened in the middle of the night and your memory is bringing you every stupid thing you ever did? Oh, let's look at this again. Let's see what a dork you were way back then. And let's see what you did yesterday that was so bad, about 10 minutes ago. So our memory is a beautiful tool, but our memory can steal our future. And the really sad thing about a memory is it can steal the here and now. But the worst thing about memory is it can steal our past. I remember the first time I went to Disneyland, and I had my first migraine. Didn't know what it was. So, bleh, all over everything. So do I remember any of the rides? I have to make myself remember the fun I was having before that. All I remember is the severe pain and the vomiting. And people going, oh, what's wrong with that child? You know, that's my memory of that. Our memory will latch onto a negative and hang on to it with a death grip. And we remember it till we die. And it steals the life out of right here and now. And there's a reason for that. There's a biological reason for that. We're programmed to remember what doesn't work and what's uncomfortable so we don't repeat it. It's called survival. It's called survival. But we beat ourselves up for all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff that anybody else would look at that event and go, I wouldn't be embarrassed about that. I wouldn't be upset about that. But we take it personally. I'll give you a really good example of that. I'm a wonderful example of what not to do. So So recently, my sister-in-law passed away, had a funeral. I was called out of the blue to walk up to speak in that regard. And apparently I said things that were very helpful, shared a couple of memories. And in passing I said, because she was the girl next door, my brother married the girl next door, well, 2 doors down, 3 doors down. So I said, location made us friends, but love, location made us neighbors, but love made us friends. So for days afterwards, I should have said, marriage made us family and love made us friends. But I didn't think of that. Beat myself the heck up about that at 3 a.m. in the morning. Because energetically, that's when those things come back up for us. All I could do was tell myself she did what she could. Remember that? That's my mantra. She did what she could. And sometimes it's enough. Sometimes I wish it'd be more. I wish I could have done more yard work yesterday. But she did what she could. And that's hard for us to do because we're genetically programmed to remember fault so we don't repeat it and we can survive. And let's face it, there are things that you have done in the past you would not do now because you know they're painful for yourself and they're painful for other people. You would never hurt a person like that. You didn't know you were going to hurt somebody till you saw it in their face. And you'd never do that again because you know what pain that inflicted. We learn from that. So we can bless the learning of that and let go of that and find a new memory to attach in its place. So I've had to go back in my memory and do some little work here. And instead of remembering the bad part of Disneyland, I remember I don't know if it was a security guard or some groundskeeper or something carrying me to the infirmary. Thank you, couldn't think of the word. That was wonderful. And I remember thinking, oh, and here was a strong person carrying me and taking the burden for my mother. She said, oh, well, I can carry her. No, let me get it. I can do it. And she was so relieved. And then I woke up in the infirmary about an hour or so later. I felt fine. Or finer. But I could remember the kindness. I remembered a couple of rides vaguely, but I remember the kindness. And if we can remember the kindness of something, that mitigates some of those other memories. So if you've got a memory that haunts you, whether it's a memory of something you did or didn't do, oh gosh, I should have done it this way and not that way, find something about that you can hang on to that grants you a sweetness. Because if you can find the sweetness there, that's very healing. And that uplifts you, that strengthens you, and carries you into the future. And it eases the pain of the past. And sometimes you'll find you'll still wake up in the middle of the night, or you'll have trouble going to sleep, and that stuff will be running in your head. The point is, it's here to give you a lesson of what not to do, what to pay attention to. But it's not here to control your life or impose upon you a sense of your worthlessness. If you're waking up and you're having a memory that brings you worthlessness, you're attaching an inappropriate meaning to the memory. You're attaching an inappropriate meaning to the memory. That memory was meant to keep you alive. Think it and think something new. Sometimes I have to think something totally new and different, take myself to the beach, just to break the pattern of the mental rumination. That ruminating ruins everything. Because we ponder things so that we can make it better. But some of the things that we ponder when we get into this rumination, the past stuff that we're pondering, we can't change a thing. We can't change other people. We can't change the circumstances. We can, like the prayer said, we can gather the lesson from it, And what was the lesson? The lesson was, this is how you survive. This is how not to treat other people. This is how to be a better person. And whether it was something that was done to you or something you did to somebody else, you don't have to do it that way anymore. You get to make a new choice. So when you have those issues come up and the remembrances coming up, you remind yourself that you have a new choice here. And it's your responsibility, your right, your privilege to make a new choice. Choose wisely. Choose it differently. And I would suggest to you, choose compassion. For me, what healed that memory for me was a kindness that that person showed. They didn't have to do that, but they did. It was a kindness. And I'm reminded about Jesus. I don't talk a lot about Jesus. I kind of hit it a little bit. We are a church. But there's a lot of people here that don't follow, that aren't followers of the way. And I try to honor and respect that. But here's something really important that fits for what we're talking about today. Matthew chapter 9, verse 36. So Jesus was doing his thing, right? So, and seeing the multitudes, so he would go talk to the multitudes, he would do healings, all that sort of thing. He felt compassion for them because they were distressed and downcast like sheep without a shepherd. Jesus had compassion. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. This was a footnote. You know, I looked up the word compassion. This particular passage was just noted in the bottom. Wasn't even annotated as far as giving you, here's the verse about that. This is big stuff. This is really big stuff. Mark, same thing. Similar thing. Mark 6:34. And disembarking, he was on a boat, and then he wasn't. He saw a great multitude, and he felt compassion for them because they were like sheep without a shepherd, and he began to teach them many things. When we think of Jesus, modern religion has us think of this, of the cross and the pain and the suffering. In my opinion, that was his last final act of compassion. But it wasn't the only act of compassion, and it wasn't to make you feel guilty. It opened a door. He had to die so that he could be buried, so he could rise, and then he could ascend. And that opens the door for you and I. He had to open the door. But the compassion, that's what we're here to remember. Compassion. Remember the guy that was lame and his friends tore open this person's roof and lowered him down because they knew Jesus could heal him? I mean, that's compassion. Jesus thought, oh yeah, let me help you. The multitudes, he didn't go, oh, these people are driving me nuts. He felt compassion for them. Jesus was hung up on the cross. I don't want you to be hung up on the cross. I want you to transcend that. And remember, when he said, the communion, we're doing it here in a minute, when he said, do this in remembrance of me, do this in remembrance of what I did. He was compassionate. He was passionate. He healed. He helped. He cared. That's what he wants us to remember. Not just the doorway. We're not minimizing that at all. But rather than focusing on pain and suffering and I should feel guilty about that, why don't we look at it differently? Why don't we look at it from a point of, here was someone who spoke the truth and did it with compassion and passion. And bring more of that into my life and more of that into my memory, more of that into my experience. So when you're remembering something, oh boy, okay. It's got a flash. When we're, I'm going to argue with God about that for just a second. So bear with me. I'm going to say something else. In the background, I'm arguing with God about this. I probably won't win. I might be able to defer it to another Sunday, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Don't you pay him? No, never mind. Yeah, no, you pay. You pay this one, so never mind. All right, so. Remember, there was no track. This is just anytime I think I've got a track, I'm just deluding myself. So, remember in the old churches, they'd have an altar call? Yeah. Come to the front, get prayers, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing that. But what I'd like to do, and Mr. Phil, if you're willing to be of assistance here, what I'd like to do is do healing of memories that's divinely inspired, divinely processed here. What I was shown was that Phil and I come to the front, and we're going to channel energy out to you. You're going to take your hands, your palm of your hand, your fingertips, whatever, put it on your third eye. And with the energy that we're sending you, you're going to help clear and heal your memories. Anybody here have a memory they would really like to have cleared? Mm-hmm. So, and it doesn't have to be a specific painful memory. Maybe it's just one that, just reminds you of something that you'd like to do better next time. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm asking specifically if there's anything else that you need to know about this. It would also help if you opened a hand to receive the energy we're going to send, and then the other hand on your forehead. Mr. Phil, if you join me up front, we're just going to pump energy through us. Phil's one of the most powerful healers I know. No wonder my hand has been hurting for days. Now it's on fire. You want to take that side of the room? Okay, you ready? So hand on your forehead, fingertips on your forehead, and the other hand open out. And we're just going to bring energy in from Divine Source. Loves you so much. There's so much compassion here for you. I hope this healing you're ready for this. And they're ready to give you this healing. Allowing you to just be free. I want to take a deep breath in and exhale. That'll help you release it. Wonderful. One more moment. Now, as you release your hand from your forehead, I'd like you to take it and give it to God. Lift it up. Give it to God. You don't have to carry it anymore. The hand that's on your forehead, pick it up and give it to God. There. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Phil. Now those memories, as they come in, you're going to be able to see them with a new perspective. You're going to be able to see them with new eyes and a new discernment. Boy, I had other things to say, but that kind of I think that's where we needed to go today. Let's do a guided meditation while we're here, shall we? So again, another deep breath in. Okay, before we do that, I'm being asked, everybody okay? You could feel that, couldn't you? All right. So I'm also being told that you can access this again. If a new memory comes up, you can do the same thing again. Open up and let divine energy hit this hand. Go to clear here, and then release it when you're ready. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, when these things hit, or whenever, that'll allow you this process again. So feel free to use that and recognize how much compassion is here for you. This is not about you're not good enough. This is not about shame or blame. This is about divine compassion for you, for me, that we get to have this comfort and this encouragement in this way, this healing. All right, deep breath in. And exhale. Another deep breath in and exhale. One more deep breath in and exhale. Bring your attention to your heart space. This is the center for compassion and kindness. As you're experiencing your heart space, allow your sense of compassion and kindness to expand. This will grant you openness to receive more. And as your heart space is continuing to expand and open, bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet. There's energy portals there. And as you are mindful of them, they'll open. With this opening, this will allow the denser energies of fear and loss and sorrow, disappointment, regret. Allow that to fall out the bottoms of your feet. We hang on to that energy with our memories. And as you're clearing this energy from your memories, it now can fall away from you and fall deeply into the earth. The earth is this living, energetic structure that is healing and strengthening and comforting for us. So release it, let it go. Or the term Mother Earth. Let this mothering energy receive this sorrow and this difficulty from you and transform that, transmute that, and re-release it as usable energy. And as that energy is falling away from you, bring your attention to the top of your head. There's an energy portal there. This is your willingness to connect with Divine Source. It's always open, it's always active, it's always connected. With your attention, it expands and allows you a deeper, broader, more powerful connection. And as you open, allow yourself to connect. Today, please choose the golden portal. This golden portal is this portal of compassion. Allow yourself to connect with that. And with your willingness, this golden light of compassion pours down into the top of your head, bringing more and more of this healing energy, this compassionate energy that allows you to have compassion for yourself and for others. Allow it to heal, comfort, and strengthen you. Allow it to touch the discernment centers that are located just above your eyebrows. Allow it to touch the occipital lobes in the back of your skull. This is all a part of that perception center. And this will allow you to perceive the world as a place of kindness and not a place of war, a place of love, a place of peace, and not a place of struggle and disharmony. It's easy to perceive negative things as happening to us and around us when we're tuned into looking at that. Let this tune you to a higher vibrational level. Let this tune you into this compassionate experience. This will grant you the ability to see your own compassion and the compassion of others. And the kindness of others will be illuminated for you. And you can see beyond human foibles, human frailties, into the compassion and kindness that lies beneath. Letting more and more love and light and this beautiful golden energy, let it touch your ears and your throat, your mouth, your jaw, that whole system. This is your ability to perceive the truth and to speak your truth with kindness and grace. Even if others don't speak kindly to you, Their performance does not change who you are and the love that you are and the compassion that you have. Allow this golden light of love to ignite that on a whole nother level. Letting more and more of this light fill your heart space. Remember, we opened that up so that you could feel more, you could experience more. Let more come in. Let this living light of love fill your heart space. And you have a deeper sense of the compassion that is focused upon you by loving Source. Allow that light to fill your shoulders now. We carry so many burdens because of being human. I want to roll your shoulders. Release that. You need not carry that anymore. You can release that. Letting more and more love and light fill your whole torso now. Fill every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, every cell. Letting more and more love and light flow into your legs, down into your feet. And let that light shine through you so that you are anchoring this golden light of love and compassion on a higher scale than ever before into this earth plane. Feels good to let that light shine through you. It's who you really are. And the things you do during the week and during the day, that's just the manifestation of this light. Now gently close the bottoms of your feet, and you're a vessel of this light now. And more light can pour in, and more light will pour around you. So you're being filled with this golden light of compassionate love. And this golden light will also fill the energy field around you, your aura. It doesn't diminish your aura, but it enhances who you really are. And now let's take a little journey. Let's take a little walk. Today we're going to find ourselves on a beautiful beach in a lovely cove. The sand is fine and warm beneath your feet. It's a beautiful breeze. It's just right for you, just the right temperature. Beautiful clouds floating around above you. Sun is shining brightly. And as you're walking along this beach, feeling peaceful, comfortable, you notice there's a little rowboat. And you decide it'd be fun to take a little row out into the cove. And as you step into this rowboat, it eases itself off the beach and goes into the cove, into the water of the cove. It's peaceful here. It's beautiful here. There's a gentle rolling of the waves, almost a rocking motion. You feel safe, feel comfortable. And as you're in this rowboat, you notice that there's some movement in the water. And there's a dolphin that has come to visit you. And it comes right next to the boat, and you're able to reach out and touch it. It seems happy to see you, delighted to see you, and makes some noises that allows you to believe that it's happy to see you. And you have a deep sense that this dolphin is inviting you to take a swim. So you do. You ease yourself out of the boat and into the water. And as you're splashing and swimming in the cove, the dolphin sends you another message. This message is saying, take my fin. We're going to dive. And as you take a breath of air, the dolphin takes a dive, takes you to the bottom of this cove. And all of a sudden you realize you can breathe underwater. And as you're walking on the bottom of this cove bed. There's some seaweed here and little fishes, some rocks. And it's beautiful, it's lovely. You can see the sunlight filtering through the surface of the water. Feels lovely. The dolphin is swimming around, but he seems to want to show you something. So you kind of follow him along. And he takes you to a cave. And you go into the cave, following the dolphin into the cave. And the cave opens up into another beach-like area. And there's a hole in the cave that lets sunlight in. And it's like this beautiful, private, sacred beach just for you. And it's beautiful here. Water is beautiful blue. And the cave walls are encrusted with crystals. Every crystal known to humankind. And they're beautiful. They refract the light. Reflect light. So it's a beautiful, well-lit cave. And you find yourself drawn to a particular crystal. Whatever color it is, whatever shape it is, know that this is just right for you. And the dolphin encourages you with squeaks and clicks to take that crystal structure. Take it. It belongs to you. It's for you. It's been created just for you to help you in whatever circumstances are in your life right now. So you take that. It just effortlessly comes off the cave wall. And it feels perfect for you. Just exactly what your soul has been hungering for. And you look around the cave. There's lots to explore here. And you might want to come back to this at another time. But for now, you decide that you're going to leave a gift of gratitude here. Whether it's a word or a thought or a feeling or some symbolic object. Allow yourself to leave your gift with great gratitude. Even if you don't understand the symbolism of that. And with the giving of a gift and the receiving of a gift, you get back into the water, hang on to the dolphin's fin. The dolphin dives again, takes you back through the opening, carries you back to the surface, back to the boat. You get yourself back into the boat, and you're taken directly to the beach again. As you step out of the boat, the sand is cool where it's wet, and more the sun is shining on it. And as you're noticing the sand, you notice there's something here in the sand. And you uncover that and rinse it in the water and discover another gift that's been given to you. Something that will assist you in your life right now. Even if you don't understand the symbolism of the item, you receive it with that same gratitude. And recognize that your journey has just begun. Allow yourself to feel the excitement and the joy of receiving this connection and this journey. And you feel free to be able to walk this life as a human being, not expecting perfection, but knowing that you have the opportunity to grow and expand and be more love and more light and more compassion every day. So allow yourself to walk up the beach, and as you're walking up the beach and away from the boat, you find yourself back into this time and space, back into the here and now, back into your physical form. I want to take a deep breath in, exhale, stretch a little bit, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. I'm going to let you be with that for just a minute. Mr. Phil, would you assist me up front, please? communion is a centuries-old process. There are many that have gone before you that have participated in this. We have unleavened bread if you like the tradition of that, animal crackers if you want to honor Native American pathway or whatever, and in the cup is gluten-free. Whatever works for you works for us. And let's do this in the remembrance of Jesus. At the Last Supper he said, do this in the remembrance of me. Let's remember his compassion. And join me in prayer. Loving Spirit of light, as we remember the compassion of Jesus, bring us more compassion. As we remember the healing of Jesus, bring us the ability to heal and do more healing on one another and on ourselves. Help us to understand the level of compassion that you have for us as we forget. These things we ask in the name of Jesus. Amen. Blessings. As that continues around, would you join us in prayer again, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it. Help us to have compassion for ourselves. Help us to have compassion for one another. We ask that you walk with us and show us the way. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. You're being followed.
I know. I could feel it.
Hello. There we go.
First thing I want to say is when we were talking about family members and so forth in the service, I don't know how I did it because I'm so proud of him. My nephew is in the United States Air Force. He's a major. He's a pilot. He has flown AWACS and U-2s. So, like I said, he graduated from the Air Force Academy, and he's just made his whole family very, very proud, as well as, I think, his country. So I didn't want to leave him out. That being said, I wanted to let you know that we got a United Way donation of, I believe it was $212 or $216. I don't remember the exact amount. And our Smile Amazon is doing pretty good. We just got a donation added for the quarter of $22. So not bad for only 0.5%. So keep buying from Amazon, from Smile Amazon.
Smile Amazon.
Smile.amazon.com. So,
And if you forget to sign in when you're doing it and you're just on Amazon, it prompts you. It says, are you sure you really don't want Smile?
Yep. So just make sure that you sign up, and the Divine Fellowship is one of the places that you can contribute to. Okay, we are doing quite well, but when we came in this morning, I noticed it was extremely hot. I mean, the coolness has started again, but we do know that at some point in the very near future, we will probably need to replace the heating and cooling system. So that being said, if you could give what you can, and if not, just give us a prayer, and we will prosper. So thank you.
Thank you.
You don't need that.
I need that. There we go. Yes, dear. Oh, Nancy's our treasurer, so if anybody knows, Nancy knows. She's a treasurer. Anybody have any questions or comments about their guided meditation? Did you like that? Wasn't that fun? What color crystal did you get? Aquamarine, pretty. Opal. Fire opal, wow. Beautiful. That ought to kick in high gear. Do you have a question here? Comment? Louder.